Hey, how's it going? Today's Wednesday. If you're new here, there's a sticky comment with a link to the playlist. I was laid off, oh gosh, 7 weeks ago, no, 9 weeks ago. Wow. Owen Wilson, wow. 9 weeks ago I was laid off. Jeez, that's crazy. And I've just been documenting the process. So, where to start? Yesterday was kind of rough. I don't know, I was just down in the dumps. They started off all right, and then just as the day went on, I just got more like, I want to say depressed, but like agitated at everything. Like everything was annoying me, and I even just sat in silence for a while, and even the silence was kind of annoying. It's just, I don't know. Every day's the same now, and my only human interaction outside of my wife is at church, and yeah, I'm just going a little nutty, I guess. Still have not heard from that startup. Starting to think I won't. That's okay. They are effectively pre-seed stage, trying to raise their seed round, or I think they just raised their seed round and haven't announced it yet. And it's a really small company, and maybe I'm not cut out for that anyway. Or maybe I'm just not the best use for their money. Hey, that's fine. I understand it. I would be very selective if I was a startup and did not have a lot of money. So if I don't hear back from them, no hard feelings. I did cut the grass some yesterday, but when I got over under some of the pine trees, that pine pollen usually like shuts me down. It'll make my eyes start burning fiercely, and then usually this side of my face will start to fill. And then that pushes on my eyeball, and then the eye, I just can't keep open. So I still have a bunch to do today. I might break it up into 2 more days. Why not, That way I can keep it to like a half hour today, and half hour tomorrow, and spread it out. Sorry, allergies. So we put more of our seedlings in yesterday. We put a couple of pepper plants in that were ready. And then, let's see, I think 4 zucchinis. These are not zucchinis we grew from seed. These are ones I just picked up that are a different variety that I wanted to try. We'll also grow some from seed. Those will get started here this weekend. Yeah, it's a little later, but we're going to stagger them a little. Hopefully we can keep up with the squash bugs that way. I got a whole roll of duct tape just for the squash bugs, so I can get the eggs and the bugs themselves. The rutilated stink bugs, we get those here too. Stupid invasive species. And the way I like to deal with them is I just get a piece of painter's tape or duct tape. You just barely touch them with it, they stick to it, and then I just fold it up like a little pocket around them. Then I don't have to worry about making them stink or, dealing with them or anything, and then I just throw them in the trash. Yeah, it's not the greatest use of resources when it comes to the tape and stuff, but it's an effective way of dealing with them. And I should have done it last year with the squash bugs. The squash bugs pretty much made it so we did not get any squash or zucchinis because they were just, devastating the plants. I wanted to say decimating, but that's not factually accurate because they were a couple orders of magnitudes more than decimating. I also started some fresh thyme seeds here. Got 2 varieties. They're super tiny seeds. These ones are, I forget what color these ones were. Oh, I guess they're the pale purple too. But I got those from one place, and then the place I get my mini clover from, I got another little packet of them. So I took a bunch of cells, I think 36 cells maybe. Filled them with my custom mix. And then, put some water in the tray. And I tried to get like 5 to 10 seeds on each, but they're so tiny. I was just pouring them into my hand and then, doing this. All the cells should have at least 1 seed. Some should have probably a lot. So those are domed out on the glass patio. Nice and humid and moist. I actually started those Monday. Today's Wednesday, so maybe here by, Saturday or Sunday we start to see something. I do know they can take up to 21 days to germinate, but we'll transplant them towards the end of summer if they do start to grow. We bought thyme last year and it turned out it was creeping thyme. And it got pretty big in the bed. Like it survived winter fine. It actually grew some during the fall, and in the late winter it kept growing some more because it was unseasonably warm. So we went ahead and moved that one. Ideally, we would like to spread that out a bunch around the front of the house, the back of the house, and then basically the corners of the rear fence, just to cut down on some weed pressure we get back there and stuff. Plus, when they bloom, they look cool. So kind of excited about that. The tomatoes and peppers are coming along pretty good. I take them out and set them on the deck every day from the back patio to give them some wind pressure and direct sunlight exposure. Monday they wilted pretty good, but as soon as I brought them back in, they bounced right back. Yesterday they didn't wilt at all. Same temperature, same UV. I think the UV was even higher yesterday, so those are hardening up nicely. Probably another week or so, they'll maybe some of them will be ready to go in, but I doubt it. I imagine this weekend I can start to pot some of them up. Again, we got these started a couple weeks late because you never really know in this part of Indiana. Sometimes you'll get frost on like Memorial Day. Like we've had snow for the race before, which is towards the end of May, Memorial Day weekend. So you never really know. But we were still harvesting tomatoes into, I think, October last year. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I've started tomatoes. I've put them out at the end of March before, and I put them out at the end of May, beginning of June before. So, not too terribly worried there. The peppers are probably going to be 2 or 3 weeks until they're ready to put in. It just was not warm enough for them to germinate, even with heating pads. So they are lagging well behind the tomatoes. But I think we're at about 85-90% germination now, which is pretty good. And some of the others might still come up, but not too worried about it. We'll have plenty of peppers for our use. They're mostly like bell peppers, and that's what I put out yesterday, or my wife put out. I think 2 bell peppers and 2 very mild jalapenos that I store-bought because they're varieties I wanted to try. But we've got our tried and true bullnose. Our bullnose. I was going to say Etiuda, but we switched to bullnose. Those bullnose just taste so wonderful, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Do some AI consulting today, hopefully. And cut some grass. I'm done putting mini clover in the front yard, but I bought some more. Just gonna sprinkle it around the side and backyard when we're gonna have like a week of rain. I've got a couple of varieties of clover growing already from when we first moved in that first spring, but I would like to spread some more of the mini clover. I had spread some of it previously, but there's areas of the yard that don't really have any, and I would just like to do that because of the nitrogen fixation and stuff. So, hoping for some rain. We don't have any in the next week, so we are having to water the peas and the seedlings we put in outside, which means filling 5-gallon buckets in our bathtub and carrying them out, since we have 2 hose bibs outside, but they're ancient and rusted shut, and one of them is about that far off the ground, so you can't actually hook a hose up to it. And I'm not messing with those hose bibs, man, because if I get them open, I'm probably not going to get them closed and run a well. And that would be, getting a plumber out. They'd have to cut them off, put new ones on, and not doing it, man. Not while I'm unemployed. Not with unreliable income. Maybe when I get a job, I might do that later this year. Get one of these hose bibs replaced so we can water stuff, but we'll see. I really don't like drawing on the well for plants. It would have been nice for the front yard to get the grass back, but yeah, after the disaster last year where we didn't have rain for 6 weeks and the well ran dry before that, and yeah. Anyway, it's a much longer video than I expected, but I feel a little bit better. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you're doing well. I hope my favorite cashier is having some luck on her job search so she can find a much better job that's more matching to her skill. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.